I'm going to be ranking the best shooting guards in NBA 2K23 my team. We have a tier list here ranking from S that goes all the way down to D tier. The first shooting guard here on the tier list is going to be Amethyst Danny Green. Also guys, let me know in the comment section down below who are some of your guys' favorite shooting guards in the game right now, and let me know what you guys would change about my tier list. But yeah, like I said, Danny Green going to be in that B tier category. I think he's still very elite. If we look at him on 2KDB, he's 6'6" with a 6'10" wingspan. He's just a great two-way card with a 93 ball, 84 mid range, and he also does have a really good catch and shoot jumper and just a really good jump shot in general. Also defensively, I mean, this man's a beast. 91 perimeter, 93 lateral quickness with a 90 steal. So if you guys are looking for a really good two-way card for only 5,000 MT, I mean, I think Danny Green for a shooting guard tier list is going to be in that B tier category. RJ Barrett, I haven't used him that much. I've barely ever used him this year because he just came out 2 days ago, I think, by the time you guys are watching this video. So RJ Barrett, I'm going to go in A tier. I think he's definitely better than a guy like Danny Green, but maybe he gets moved down to B tier. Again, once again, haven't really used his card, but I do think he's actually very elite, so I'm going to have him in that A tier category. He's a very well-rounded shooting guard. I just haven't used his jump shot in game yet that much, so I'm not exactly sure how good the jump shot is, but if the jump shot's really good, I think this card is definitely going to be in that A tier category. RJ Barrett, always one of the most fun shooting guards to use in 2K, at least he was last year. So RJ Barrett are going to be in my A tier category. Another A tier shooting guard in my opinion is going to be Pink Diamond MJ. I think MJ is probably a little bit better than RJ Barrett, or definitely better than RJ Barrett, but I don't think he's going to be in the S tier category because guys, S tier is going to be my top 5 shooting guards in the game, but maybe we move Jordan up into S tier later in the video. But for now, I'm going to have him in A tier. Iguodala, he is going to be in S tier 100%. I think Iguodala is easily a top 5 shooting guard in the game. I'd take him over RJ, and I would definitely take him over MJ as well. I mean, for what Iguodala provides on the defensive end is pretty much like what no other shooting guards provide. Obviously MJ is a good defender, but Iguodala is such a good defender. 95 perimeter defense, 95 lateral quickness with a 95 steal as well. Defensive hops, he's gonna have clamps and menace, and then he's also got some really good on gold and silver. Offensively, he even has a 95 driving dunk, 86 ball handle. He's pretty fast, 89 speed, 89 acceleration, and then jump shot wise, I mean, I like it more than MJ, and I think it's a better release than most shooting guards in the game. So Iguodala, like I said, is going to be a top 5 shooting guard of the game for me. Looking at Diamond Bradley Beal, really not the biggest fan of this card. I mean, he just provides you no defense. Yes, he's an okay offensive card, or he's a good offensive card, but 47 blocks, 65 interior defense, not the best in the perimeter. I think for the meta of the game right now, I really feel like Bradley Beal doesn't fit in, right? Because the meta is kind of like defense and driving to the basket, where he's more of like a 3-point shooter and kind of more of, you know, shooting threes and mid ranges, where I think the meta of the game, at least, you know, for point guards, shooting guards, and small forwards, is going to be a really good defender and being really good at going to the basket, where Bradley Beal only 6'4" at the shooting guard spot and definitely isn't a good defender. So for me, Bradley Beal going to go in C tier. I still think he's a decent shooting guard. Pink Diamond Devin Booker, this may surprise a lot of people. And to also talk about the meta of the game, I think Devin Booker is going to be in the A tier category. Now, he might get moved up to the S tier later in the video. I'm not exactly sure what my top 5 is yet, but for now, I think Devin Booker is going to be really high A tier. He's the level 40. He's not in the game yet, so if you don't want to count him on the tier list, you definitely don't have to count him. But if he was in the game, or once he comes in the game, this is where I would have him in the tier list. So yeah, like I said, offensively, he's going to be amazing. Just like a guy like Bradley Beal, he's going to have a really good 3-ball, really good speed, right? He's got a good jump shot. But the thing with Devin Booker and the thing with the meta this year is that you want to have an elite defender and an elite rim runner, where he's an okay rim runner. I'm sure he can get to the basket and still dunk the ball, but he's not going to be as good as Iguodala, MJ, Clyde Drexler, Jimmy Butler. He's not going to be like those guys going to the basket, and he's definitely not going to be guys like Jimmy, Iguodala, Jordan on the defensive end. And like I said, that's the meta of the game. That's the meta of the game this year. So I would happily and easily take Iguodala over a guy like Booker for the meta of the game right now, at least the way I like to play. Devin Booker, though, if you want to have him in S tier, I definitely wouldn't disagree with that, and maybe he does get put up in the S tier later in the video. Looking at the next shooting guard is going to be Amethyst Bruce Bowen. Now, he's actually pretty good for a budget card. I would say he's kind of on the same tier as Bradley Beal. I'd much rather a guy like Danny Green over him, but like I said, still a very solid shooting guard. Clyde Drexler, he is going to be our first Galaxy Opal on the tier list, and he is obviously going to be in that S tier category. Once again, talking about the meta of the game, he is going to be a very solid defender. I mean, 90 perimeter defense, 90 lateral quickness with an 88 steal, and he's going to be amazing at going to the basket. 98 driving dunk with a 97 vertical. And look at these Hall of Fame finishing badges: posterizer, limitless takeoff, fast twitch, aerial wizard. He's going to be super fast. And then he does have an 87 three ball and a 95 mid-range as well. So Clyde Drexler easily going to be in that S tier category. Anthony Edwards, this may surprise a lot of people, but I'm gonna go S tier. I would take Ant over Jordan, RJ Barrett, and Devin Booker. So for now, he's gonna be in my S tier category. Maybe he does get moved down to A tier later in the video. Diamond JR, I think is very good. He's definitely gonna be better than Danny Green, but I would rather RJ Barrett, Jordan and Booker. So I'd say JR gonna be a really good catch and shoot shooter and just gonna be a very well-rounded card. He is gonna be in that B tier category. Jimmy Butler, we all know, gonna be in that S tier category. The defense is the defense that this man provides is like no other in the game. He's 6'7", 6'8" wingspan, can play the small forward and shooting guard position, and his defense is unreal, man. Like, I had this card on my team. I went for the Central Division, and these 11 hops on defense really do show. And he's such a good defender in game. He's got a good jump shot. He can drive to the basket really well, and overall, I think he's the best shooting guard in my team right now. So we're gonna move him up to the S tier. I'm not really ranking the top 4 right now, but Jimmy Butler definitely gonna be in that S tier category. Diamond Jaylen Brown, I think, is still very solid. He's definitely dropped on my list a lot. His jump shot is just super baited, and he doesn't really excel at anything necessarily, but overall, he's still a very good shooting guard. Diamond Jason Richardson, I'm gonna have to say he's high B tier. I would take him over a guy like JR, over a guy like Danny Green, but I don't think he kind of cuts that A tier category with guys like RJ Barrett and Jaylen Brown. Looking at Pink Diamond Steve Smith, now this is a tough one because I'm really debating putting him in S tier, but I think he's gonna be an A tier for now because this Steve Smith card, guys, when I tell you, he is super elite. You might not even know this card exists. He's in the collector level, I think like 750 cards, but he's 6'7" with a 6'10" wingspan, and these stats are very well rounded. He can drive to the basket. He's a good defender. He's got a really high three ball in mid range, and he also does have a pretty good jump shot with the normal leaner as well. So Steve Smith gonna be in my S tier category or A tier category. Probably not gonna move him up to S tier, but overall a very good shooting guard. Diamond Jalen Green, I think's good, but I'm gonna go high C tier, low B tier. We'll probably go low B tier. I think he's definitely better than guys like Bradley Beal and Bruce Bro. And looking at Pink Diamond Joe Johnson, once again, gonna be in my A tier category. Chris Middleton for me, guys, is gonna be super high B tier. Now, this may be surprising to a lot of people, but I would take everyone in A tier over a guy like Middleton. But obviously, Middleton definitely gonna be in that B tier category at least. I mean, I will say Joe Johnson. You know what? This is going to surprise a lot of people, and I know I'm going to get hate for this. I know some people that are going to be massive Joe Johnson's fan, but I don't like Chris Middleton, and I don't like Joe Johnson that much. Obviously, they're still in B tier. They're still very usable and very good shooting guards, but I would take the guys in A tier just a bit over Chris Middleton and Joe Johnson. They definitely play very similar in game. Pink Diamond Vince Carter, 1000% has to be in that A tier category, up there with guys like D-Book and MJ. Looking at Pink Diamond Rip Hamilton, once again, may surprise a lot of people. I'm really not the biggest fan of that card. He is super elite. He's got a really good jump shot, and he's mainly just going to be a three-point shooter. 92 three ball, 95 mid-range. Like I said, does have a good jump shot. Dribble style isn't the best, but he does have the Kobe Bryant escape, and he's going to be an okay defender. Once again, doesn't really fit the meta. Not an elite defender and not an elite rim runner, but if you're looking for a really good catch and shoot shooter or just a really good shooter in general, obviously Rip Hamilton with these 10 or 11 Hall of Fame shooting badges is going to be super elite. Looking at the next shooting guard on the tier list here, guys, this is shocking to a lot of people, but I'm going to go Richard Jefferson in S tier. I hated this card before. I literally thought he was like B tier, like a shooting guard. I thought he was like legit terrible. But now watching this dude play, in comp games, playing this game a lot of times, Richard Jefferson. What did I just try to spell? I think I just spelled ref. But Richard Jefferson, I mean, for the meta of the game and how the game is played right now, I know his jump shot is terrible. It is so bad. But if you're wide open, you should be able to green if you do know the release. But this card, other than the jump shot, is so amazing for the meta of the game. He's got a great player model in game. He plays really good defense. And then he's got a 95 driving dunk, 95 vertical, 93 acceleration with a 93 speed as well. He does have a 91 three ball too, which is really nice. And he's got some really good dunk packages that I feel like he never gets blocked by. So Richard Jefferson, surprisingly enough, guys, for me, is going to be in that S tier category. Diamond Spreewell, super elite, going to be somewhere in that high A tier. And then Victor Oladipo, I literally hate this card. It's funny how I saved it for last. If you guys made it this far in the video and you're a big Victor fan, I don't know. I mean, the card is definitely usable and he's definitely good, but I would take all the guys in B tier over a guy like Victor. Now, would I take him over Bradley Beal? Most likely, and I might take Bruce Bowen over him. I feel like these guys are very, not similar, but they're very close in, you know, how good they are. But yeah, guys, that's going to be my shooting guard tier list. Now, my S tier, I would say definitely is Jimmy Butler, Iguodala, and Clyde Drexler. But then after that, my 4 and 5, it could be, you know, Booker, it could be MJ, it could be Steve Smith, it could be Vince Carter. But I'm going to go with Anthony Edwards and Richard Jefferson. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.